What up, y'all? It's the show off DJ Static Selecta, and I'll see you in Philly this October 7th, Friday. Hip Hop Lives.
So I just want to start off by saying thank you for hanging out with us, brother. I really appreciate it.
No doubt.
So I was wondering, right off the bat, it seemed like you got a lot of things popping. You touring all the time. You're putting a lot of records out. You seem like you put a consistent record out for a long time. When do you sleep? When do you get rest?
Man, whenever I can, really. It's not optional. I mean, a lot of times I gotta wake up early to do it. Lately, I've been waking up a little bit later, but I go to sleep at like 7 a.m., 6:30.
Yeah, no doubt. And are you in East Coast right now?
Yeah, I'm in Brooklyn.
Okay, cool. And that's where you reside, though. That's where you lay your head.
Yeah, I've been here for like 13 years.
Yeah. So you came from Boston area, Boston proper, or you come from surrounding areas?
I grew up in the Lawrence area, which is like a half an hour north, and then I moved to New Hampshire when I was like 11, and then I moved to like proper Boston when I was like 17, 18. And I lived there for like 4 or 5 years. But
so around that time, you're talking about the 90s. So around that time, LG has already hit in the early 1990s. I'm trying to think what kind of early Boston hip hop was jumping off then. I mean, the magazine was popping, Source was popping. But what
yeah, that was already, I mean, the Source got big in like early 92, 93.
Yeah.
I mean, I was, you know, a kid then, but later on, you know, Almighty RSO, and then OG was big around, like he got real big around like kind of the later 90s, especially when the independent scene started to pop off, because Boston was big with that, like the Brick Records and like, you know, Acrobatic, and there was a whole bunch of stuff coming out of Boston that really was, you know, kind of pioneering the indie scene, because they had the whole Raucous scene in New York, but in Boston they had like the whole Rebel Alliance and all that, and it's like Mr. Liff and Southern Esoteric. There was a whole bunch of things popping off with that, so I grew up like kind of under those guys.
Cool. I had the pleasure of going on the road with my boy Vinny from Jedi Mind and checking out 7L, Beyonder, Mr. Liff. It was a good time. Boston always had the really good connection with hip hop. So how did you go from, you went from just making tapes, it looks like you was just a mixtape DJ. How'd you jump into the game properly?
Yeah, I was just doing mixtapes locally, and then when I moved to Boston, when I graduated high school, I moved to Boston and like pretty much had to start over, because the buzz I had was kind of on like the coast, like above like an hour north, and I was just doing like, you know, under 21 clubs, and I was doing like the older clubs too, but I wasn't, the mixtapes weren't out there like that yet. So when I started doing like, I started working for like Raucous and Interscope and a bunch of companies doing Street Team, and I was getting like test presses and exclusives. So like my first real mixtapes came out in like 2000, the ones that like started to see stores and all that. And like I had the Royce the 5'9" Boom like acetate way before it came out. I world premiered that. I had like anytime at OG would do a song with Premiere, I'd always have like the first exclusive, and it just started to grow from there. And, you know, started going to New York, and I'd get on the Chinese bus for $10 and bring like 300 CDs, hit Canal Street and go back home. I'd do that like once a week, and that's when I started to see it spread. When you start to like go online and, you know, see your tape bootleg in other countries and stuff.
Word. So that's dope. What I really like about your whole thing, it seems like, you know, you're connected with your hip hop roots. You may dabble a little bit, and I see that you have a record out with 2 Chainz. You may dabble with the industry, but it seems like you have a really solid lock on. I'm just going to call it like boom bap hip hop. Do you define what you do?
I mean, I just call it good hip hop. I don't care if you call it boom bap, but I feel like I do a little bit more than that. But you know, I just try to carry on tradition, man. I make traditional hip hop. I hate when people call it 90s or any of that.
Right.
People in the 90s didn't call, you know, records with drum machines. They didn't call it 80s. You know what I mean? I hate when people do that. But it's just traditional hip hop, man.
Yeah, I know that I can tell. I peeped up some of your Juan Epstein interviews and checked out the record that you did with Crooked. May I say that is amazing. How did you guys team up with that?
It's funny because I know everybody else in Slaughterhouse kind of better than him. And we'd always see each other. We did a couple joints in the past, but I just came up with the idea. I mean, we kind of came up with it together. And he was like, we both felt like we were kind of like underdogs. And it just came together good, man. We ended up getting along real well. But it's funny because like we didn't really ever hang out until after the project was done. When we were doing like press and shooting videos. Before that, we would just see each other at like festivals and random places and be like, yo, let's work. But like I've known Royce, man. I've known Royce for a long time. He used to like record in my bathroom.
A word.
Yeah, like I've known Royce forever. I've known Joel since the beginning. I know Joe Budden for a while, but me and Crooked just, I don't know, we had like a similar work ethic. It just came together.
What machine do you use to make your beats?
I just use Pro Tools.
Really?
Yeah, Pro Tools, and I used to
lay down the beat and all that.
Everything.
Wow.
Everything. Yeah, it's kind of a different way of doing it.
I do like the fact that from the later records, it sounds like. I mean, earlier stuff seems like it was pretty much sample heavy, but the later records sound like they sampled and live music? Am I picking that up?
Some of them are sample free, but a lot of them, I mean, every beat has like some kind of live music. I bring in a lot of like horn players and live bass, piano, all that. But I mean, it depends. I still make the grimy beats with just samples.
Yeah, I mean, I must say I'm a big fan. I really appreciate what you do, and it's like the traditional. I mean, this traditional hip hop, which I really love and appreciate. But there's obviously a great divide, and some people do that just don't fall under the, it just doesn't sound like traditional hip hop per se. But I still love that stuff. So I think it was great that you would do a record with somebody like a 2 Chainz, who I actually really think is dope. But a lot of people, kind of put him in a box. What made you guys get together?
Man, can't even really talk about it right now because you're gonna see what comes next.
Okay.
But shout out to 2 Chainz. That's all I'm gonna say. You'll get it in like a month.
I'm with it.
We linked up. He basically listens to my radio show on Shade 45 a lot, and he hit me on some like, why don't you ever send me beats? So I sent him a beat, and it was Smoke Break, and we put it out. And what's coming next is really crazy.
Your reflections of Philly. You've been to Philly a few times. I know we got a common friend, Just One.
Yeah, shout out to Justin.
Shout out to Just One. How'd you guys link up?
We used to do the marketing thing back in the day. Back when I was talking about the street team stuff I was doing. When I moved to New York, I was doing like national marketing for different labels, and he was one of the teams. So I would talk to him on the reg, and then I started traveling a lot. And, I mean, I've been to Philly 100 times.
Right.
He was always looking out for us, but he's a good dude.
But I want to say, hey, man, we're excited to have you this Friday, October 7th. Hip Hop Lives. It's part of the Citywide Fest of Past Blue Ribbon, so there's parties all over the city, man, but we're looking to really get it popping with you.
There's going to be a lot of special guests coming. I think Terminology is going to come with me, so let's see what happens.
Cool, man. So we're looking to see you, man. Appreciate it.
All right, it's going to be fun. What up, y'all? It's DJ Static Selector. Make sure to always stay true, stay tuned, and always stay on the beat.